Hey everybody, Climber here, and today we're going to learn how to build a really inexpensive do-it-yourself arm massager for taking care of yourself on a daily basis or helping get that pump out when you've done a really big session. So let's get to it. So if you guys remember, in a previous video I showed you guys what I keep in my bedroom, which is a small climbing wall and hangboard thing that goes around my bed, and I built it all myself out of wood and climbing holds and stuff, but I had some wood left over and I had a skateboard that I never used, and so I decided to put those things together and make myself an arm massager. And so we're gonna go through a little montage on how it's built, and if you want some measurements, I'll put like a sketch in the description so you guys can have access to that. So let's check out that montage. Here it is in all of its majesty. So I got 3 pieces of wood, bam, bam, bam. First we attach these skateboard trucks here and here to these 2 pieces of wood, doo -doo. And then these 2 pieces of wood got attached to this piece of wood. If you guys are wondering why this is so long, there's 2 reasons for that. The first reason is because I already had wood this long and I didn't want to cut it. And that's the main reason. But also, I had other pieces of wood that were smaller, and I chose these lengths of wood because it helps. Because since the wood doesn't have hinges and it's not really that flexible, it helps when it's longer so it can like move like this. And yeah. Also, another thing to note is I had this too and I didn't cut it, and it ended up being just a little too short because like the length of this piece of wood dictates the spacing here. And so if the spacing is too tight, it's going to pinch your arm, and if it's too loose, then your arm's just going to float through. And it just ended up being just a little bit too tight, and I really didn't want to cut another piece of wood. So what I did, I don't know if you can see that, but in that gap I just shoved a quarter and then I screwed it down so it stays in place, but the quarter does a good job of just giving me just a little bit more gap. But I think you should just cut the right piece of wood if you're going to do this, and you already have to cut wood. So I'll leave the dimensions in the comments. But that's what it is, and then here's how it works. There's 2 main ways that I use it. I put it on the floor or on a stable surface like my knee, and then there's 2 modes to it. Since this one is farther away from the base, this is kind of like easy mode, and then since this one is a little closer to the base, it's kind of like hard mode. And if you build one, you'll see what I'm talking about. So that's kind of a way to do it. You can pick it up. Looks kind of like a stapler or an alligator mouth when you do it like that. And then the second way that I like to use this, which I'm going to put it on my knees this way, you can put it on the floor or the table or whatever, is you put it on a surface like this, and then you slide your hand through, but now you can press down, and it gives you like some way to add some pressure, so you can like roll it out and get a good massage going there, hit a little pressure spot, bam, 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 bam. And yeah, you can do it on this one too, but it's pretty much the same thing. Flip it over, bam, and then do the other hand, and that's basically it. So this was about, I don't know, $10 for that skateboard, and then pretty much free for the wood since I used my scrap wood from that other project. But I really like it. It helps me get the pump out, if you know what I'm talking about, and it's a lot cheaper than the name brand one, which I think is like $80 to $100 or something like that. But yeah, there you go. So this is the product, and I really like it because it looks really strange and it stands up on its own, so that it kind of looks like a piece of art. But other than that, it is pretty much self-explanatory, and if you like it, let me know if you're planning on building one. I'd love to see what you come up with, if you have any modifications, or if you make a different type that works for you. Like, this is cool. I like designing little DIY stuff, so if you let me know, I'd love to see it. If you guys enjoyed this video or it was helpful, please hit me with a like, a comment, or subscribe. And as always, happy climbing.